How are you doing today? I want to discuss education in America and how I feel like Donald Trump is a very anti education president. And really, I think that Republicans are very anti education as well. Now, first of all, you have to look no further than how Head Start is being treated. Head Start has been defunded, and Head Start has a proven track record of success, and it gets young children ready for kindergarten, and it's been proven effective because when these students are in K through 12 education, they perform better than youngsters that did not attend Head Start. Yet that has been defunded by the Trump administration, and you really have to wonder why. Now, anyone that's a defender of Trump will say, oh, well, we need to balance the budget. Well, the president and other politicians are supposed to be in favor of education and educational success. So, that's very concerning. K through 12 education in America, public education, is being defunded. In my opinion, that is what the school voucher system that's being proposed is. Now, in certain cities, big cities, I think that public education has been getting defunded for a long time, which is why you have these big cities that have schools that are not functioning real well. I mean, how does it make sense that major companies, sports teams, a lot of commerce exists in a big city, but the school system is underfunded? And then they go say, oh, well, you know, uh, property taxes, like housing property taxes, fund the schools. Well, that's just a rule that someone made up. So, I mean, I feel like that's been going on for probably a generation or more, and now they've come up with this school voucher scam, in my opinion, which really they're trying to privatize education. I'm not really in favor of privatization of very much, and they're also trying to control the curriculum so they can kind of push certain curriculums. Whereas if parents want to homeschool, that's an option, and there's also private schools as well, if they can afford it. But if they can't, I just kind of feel like that's not the public's job to support someone else's child's private education. So that's my feeling on that. Yeah, don't complain about K through 12 education when it's not really being properly funded and supported, and hasn't been in a long time. The same can be said for state colleges. State colleges have been getting defunded little by little, and I know that because I live in a red state in Missouri, and I used to read the newspaper every Sunday. And so, I would just kind of pick up on little news items that were not broadly discussed. And in Missouri, fewer state funds have been going to state colleges, which is going to make them more expensive. So, it's not accessible to as many people. And again, that would create more debt if someone is relying on student loans in order to fund their education. And the student loan situation, they're changing the rules there. I do not know what people are going to do as far as loans. I don't know what they're going to do. It sounds like they are taking away some of the like the functions if you don't make a lot of money, or if you have a hardship, and anyone who's in default, they are requiring the loan payments to start up again right away. So yeah, I'm not sure how people are going to manage all of that. So furthermore, libraries are being defunded because some so-called conservative groups don't like some of the material in public libraries. We're not even talking about school libraries anymore. We're talking about public libraries. And so, again, in the state where I live, Missouri, there are threats to defund libraries. And the focus is often books about the LGBT community. But I feel like if someone wants to read that in a free country, they should be able to read that. They can read what they want. If a young person is reading it and their parent does not want them to, that is a household issue. The parent can set those boundaries and those rules, but that is not for the government to try and, limit what someone else can read. Even if they're a minor, their parents need to do that. So again, it's very, very concerning to me. And again, if libraries are being defunded, they're trying to make it about library materials, but that gives people access. Libraries give people access to the internet, to a wide range of materials. And also, they're warming centers for homeless people. So it's just very sad to me and very concerning. And very recently, I heard that, I don't know if it's been done or if it's being proposed, but the Trump administration wants to take funds away from PBS and NPR. I believe in being a lifelong learner, and I have learned so much from PBS through my adult life. Now, again, just like Head Start, PBS does a lot to help children get kindergarten ready so that they're more successful during their K through 12 education. And I have not done the research, but I would bet that without a lot of these shows that come on PBS, such as Sesame Street and others, I bet literacy rates in this country would probably decline. So, yeah, it's very, very unfortunate. But aside from that, I mean, even as an adult, I have learned so much from PBS, historical documentaries and documentaries on current events and just society, the economy, certain industries. I have learned so much. And Donald Trump is saying that they're biased. Actually, I don't think they're biased at all. I think that they are very unbiased. Donald Trump's definition of bias seems to be anyone who doesn't agree with that, with him and Republicans, is bias. So, yeah, they're really just trying to limit a lot of information and a lot of messages that PBS puts out. But I have appreciated them for a long time. So, I am not a person with a lot of money, so I guess I'm just going to have to donate to PBS a little bit more often. Let's see, what else was I going to talk about? Oh, NPR. NPR, I feel like, oh no, let me stay with PBS. PBS, they really offer some quality journalism, because I remember Jim Lehrer and Gwen Ifill. Gwen Ifill has passed away. I don't know if Jim Lehrer is still alive or not, but he has retired. As long as they were on TV, I have no idea where they stand politically. I have no opinion or no idea what their opinions are on many issues. And that's what quality journalism is. And that is what journalism is supposed to do. It is supposed to be objective and not biased. A lot of what we see, actually everything that we see on cable just about, is bias one way or another. Even when I enjoy the show and I kind of agree with the person, I can't really say that that's journalism because it's biased and they're putting their opinion right out there. PBS did not do that. So I do think that they are a loss, because really, I mean, I haven't watched Jim Lehrer NewsHour in a long time because Jim Lehrer retired, but whatever show PBS puts out on as far as news, it would really be a loss, because I do think that they were a good source of information. So I find that to be quite just unfortunate and sad. Now, the Ivy League schools have been in the news quite a bit, honestly, too much, because Ivy League schools don't really have that much to do with most Americans. Most Americans do not have access to an Ivy League education because they cost too much. They're very it's a very who you know kind of a thing. And I mean, most people don't have those kind of grades coming out of school, so they really don't affect that many people. It really kind of grinds my gears how much we heard about Ivy League schools over the last few years. However, I would say the last few years, starting with the whole like affirmative action debate when it comes to Ivy League schools. But I do not appreciate how Donald Trump is treating people. I don't agree how he is treating the one lady who went to Tufts, the gentleman who went to Columbia, who were protesting on behalf of Palestinians. I don't think it's fair how they're being treated. And now Donald Trump is saying that, again, he wants to try and coerce them through funding because of what he said their stances are as far as the Palestinian Israel conflict. Regardless, he should not be trying to influence that school either way, in my opinion. So I certainly hope these Ivy League schools stand up to Donald Trump. People pay a lot of money to go there, so hopefully they have the money to really hold their own. But I know that research and things like that will be affected. But anyway, what I'm getting at is that in America, for the most part, we are very, very fortunate. There is a lot of access to education here compared to some other places in the world. And I do believe that this current political administration, as well as Republicans in general, want to try and limit educational access. And that would be a problem for many, many reasons. Yeah, and also, Republicans like to fancy themselves as like religious and being in favor of Christianity. Now, Christianity, it's based on the Bible and the Word of God. So, why would you be doing things to try and discourage literacy? Because not only are you limiting education, you are limiting people's opportunities to learn about the Lord. Christians have done a lot to promote literacy in this country. A lot of these Ivy League schools were established by Christians. So, again, there's a lot of hypocrisy there, and it's not a good thing. And I certainly hope that Donald Trump will not be successful in his efforts. So I think I covered it. Well, let's see. K through 12 education, college, state college, Ivy League schools, libraries, PBS. I think I got it all out. And if I didn't, I think that you kind of get the gist of what I'm trying to say here. So anyway, have a wonderful day, and read a good book this weekend. Thanks. Bye.